guys, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Mikaela. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate you watching my videos so much. Would love to see you coming back here, so please don't forget to subscribe. It's about week
150 million
in Corona times. So I recently bought a lot of weird shit. I'm filming with this new mic. I don't know if I can show you this. Let me just turn the camera for a bit. I don't know if you're able to see that. But I bought a home studio, apparently. Because I decided to practice on my singing. And then you apparently have to buy a home studio. Maybe I'll even sing to you sometime if I find the courage to do so. Who knows? And I'm so relieved I finally went to the hairdressers. I don't know if it's noticeable to anyone else but me, but it's just feeling so much fresher. And no grace whatsoever. So yeah, this is what I look like without the horrible hair mess cocker spaniel look that I had before. So yeah, that's me in the Corona days as per now. So yeah, but today I have a quite controversial topic, at least in the community of luxury bags, I guess, and that is the GUCCI Marmont. So let's just talk about this baby, and I know a lot of people ask if this is a trendy or a more classical piece. And yeah, let's discuss that, shall we? And I actually want to go ahead and say something when it comes to deciding whether something is trendy or classic, and if that is something that should rule what you're buying or kind of make the decision for you in terms of what you're buying or not. And I just want to say that for me personally, it's not an option about being trendy or classic. It's just, is this a bag that I can see myself wearing in maybe 10 years time? It's about me making a decision based on what I believe that I will actually like to wear in a few years time. So if I had like all the money in the world, and I don't, I wouldn't put as much thought into it as I do. But for me, it's just not worth spending this amount of money on something that I'm just going to wear for a season or two. For this amount of money, I want to see myself wearing this bag for a long time, or else I'm not going to buy it. And for me personally, when it comes to this bag, it's a lot about the color and material option. And as you see, I have this one in, I believe this is the medium size. So this was actually my first luxury bag that I bought, and this was like 2 years ago. And I thought that this is a combination, this is style, this is a pattern. You see the zigzag matelasse, I don't know how you pronounce that, the kind of stitching here, the zigzag stitching. This is just such a classical style of bag that this will not be not trendy ever. But what might be a bit more of a trend piece, I believe, is it depends a lot on the color, obviously. If you have a color that is really, you know, typical of a period of time, you will probably be able to track that color back to that period of time, if you know what I mean. Maybe if it's a pastel one, if it's a really obvious like pink or maybe a turquoise or teal color, this is a bit more tied to an era or a period of time, and it might not be as classical if that's what you're after. That might be something that you don't care about at all. You might be just loving that color, and that's fine. As I said, as long as you can see yourself wearing this a few years time ahead, I believe that it's a classical piece for you. And in terms of this one as well, I have obviously opted for the leather one, the lambskin one. And I know they also do this in a velvet version, and I don't know if they do it in other options as well. Maybe some kind of exotic skin, not really sure. But this one will just get prettier with time. Leather is that kind of material. If you treat it well, it will just be prettier as the years go by. And I've seen some reviews on the velvet ones, and they tend to wear a bit. I don't know if you can describe it as it kind of the the hairs or whatever is getting kind of shorter and rubbed off, and it just looks worn. And in a whole other way, leather just gets a kind of a character, if you will, and that's also something that I think you should consider if you're considering buying this bag. Like, if I'm going to wear this, will the wear and tear of this show refined aged, or will it just look worn and old? So for me, that's also a really great kind of factor when you're trying to decide if something is classical or more trendy. And when it comes to this bag, you also have the discussion of the double G's. And this double G, for you who don't know that, this is actually, I think it's a belt buckle from the 70s that they kind of brought back when they launched this bag. I don't know if it's maybe 5 years ago now that they launched this particular line. And a lot of people say that this is a played out kind of logo or pattern, but I don't know if I agree, because as I said, it's from the 70s, so obviously this is a style that they have had for a long time, even though they haven't had it in like active or current collections at all times. This is still it's just a double G, just like the Chanel ones with the double C's. If you don't know that either, the 2 C's on the Chanel bags, they weren't there. I don't know when Karl Lagerfeld launched that line, because at first it was just a reissue. It's called now the reissue, but that was the original handbag. So the double C seal lock that we see on Chanel bags, they were not there until might be the 80s or something, when Karl Lagerfeld did the whole new line with that lock. So, and I believe that was considered to be a more trend piece, since that was not the original Chanel flap bag. And I believe that this might be kind of a similar case. We see this as a trend piece now, maybe. And yes, a lot of people have this bag, this belt, the shoes, whatever. But I mean, a lot of people have Chanel bags as well, and we still consider them to be classical. So I guess that's just a sign of that it's a real classical and versatile style. Not that it's overplayed. It's just a sign that we all tend to like this bag because of its simplicity, that it's classical, and just gorgeous. And I have had this for, as I said, maybe 2 years now. This is also something you should take into consideration when you're buying a bag, is how well you take care of your bags, because this is lambskin. The lambskin from Gucci is, in my opinion, very durable. I've seen some horror stories on the Chanel ones. This shows barely any sign of wear at all. I mean, not even on the corners. Look at this. Nothing. And I've worn this, and I've actually, lost this on the ground. I've commuted with this. It's not scratched whatsoever. It's still poofy and nice. I hear that some people get pointy top, and I think you get that if you wear it kind of a lot crossbody. So I do swap the ways I'm wearing this on the strap on the shoulder, double strapped up like this, or crossbody, so that I don't wear it in the same way all the time, just so that I kind of even out the wear, if you know what I mean. But in my opinion, this is a forever piece. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous bag. It feels really luxurious, like the buttery, soft, gorgeous lambskin in black with this fantastic chain and the awesome double G. I wouldn't pair it like with the belt and the bag and the shoes with double G's. I don't do that with any logos. I just think that in small doses, logos are really cute and classy, but if you overdo it, like with anything, it's not cute. So yeah, that was not a straight answer, but that's how it is with style. It's always up to you what you like, how your lifestyle looks like, and yeah, I guess that's that. Just get to know yourself and what your style is. My answer is, in my case, this is a classical, gorgeous bag that I will wear forever. At least that's what I'm thinking now. And I can only speak for my current self. I'm kind of sick and tired of the discussion of this being trendy or classical, because yeah, it's up to you. If you're obsessed with being on trend and just having the latest trend bags, yeah, maybe this is not the right option for you as per now. But if you think about, and I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone right now, but if you think about one of the ugliest bag I know, the saddle bag from Dior, that was really trendy, like really trendy in the early 2000s. And it was all the rage then and there, and it just went away, and we were kind of looking at it as one of the horrific trends from the 2000s. And now it's all the rage again, right? And people are paying a stupid amount of money to get that new version of the saddlebag, and they're paying, I don't know if they're paying even more to get the kind of vintage one from 20 years ago. So if you just play it cool and you save this for some time, I will guarantee that this will be one of the more trendy bags in, I don't know, 10 or 15 or 20 years time, and you will be just as trendy as the day you bought this. So that was it for this time. I would love to know what you think. Is this something that you consider to be a trend piece? Or is it a more classical piece? Or is it, like I'm saying, more up to you and your style, if it's a trend piece or not? Let me know in the comments below. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Until next time, stay safe, take care, don't buy too much things online. Bye.